Are we recording?
Cool. We are recording.
Oh, amazing.
I think. It feels weird because you see yourself from like a different angle when you look at it.
It really spaces you
look
out.
At it. Yeah.
How do you feel? You're on a different side of the recording team today.
I feel like I have a lot more respect for the guest who I subject to like all of this, like all of the lights.
It's a lot of lights.
The camera, and then like. Yeah, I feel I respect a lot of. It gives you a new perspective and a new understanding.
Do you know what? I always feel it like after we've been recording for a long period, and I'm there like, the lights. There's just so many lights. And it's just like you feel kind of wired in a way. You feel like you're in a computer. Like I've got an image of myself like all like my fingernails are just going into this wires.
It's
into, like a system, into like a vortex, into a matrix, and then you come out and you're like, whoa. Podcasting.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like as well with because I saw an article the other day about Zoom fatigue and how Zoom specifically seems to make people fatigued for some reason, like tired.
What did you learn about it? Tell me more.
I just saw it briefly, but I think it's kind of like to do with the video aspect of it.
Yeah.
So that might be the same for like doing the podcast.
No, that would make sense.
Video.
Oh my God, Josh. If you saw me after we recorded episode 5 with Hibbs and Ella, I couldn't look at my laptop for the next 3 days. I could not look at my laptop for the next 3 days because the trauma of having to deal with Zoom on a hot sunny day when you didn't really understand what was going on. And oh my goodness, that day, that's when I felt the Zoom fatigue, the podcasting fatigue, the sun, like having a sun wave, like it was just all a lot. And I feel like that was the day that I really, really felt like podcasting, recording from home is bloody, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, I feel like as well, I mean, today, this setup, I mean, it's like you can see some of the setup that we've had. It's like all we do is just chuck enough stuff in the bag that I'll be able to cobble something together that works.
But I'm excited. You always pull through. And it's kind of nice having you on this end of the...
Yeah, close to the end of the season.
Yeah.
It's been, I've got my Aldi payers.
Do you hear that, Aldi? Pay us, and we'll provide you great content.
It's the blood orange one that everyone likes.
That
so you have to like
delicious.
There's like you know how they have those levels, and it's like kind of like those trays that they have them in. Okay. Everyone wants this one, so you have to like lift the tray up to get the blood orange one out.
No, I get that. I'm not sure if it was Lidl or Aldi, but there was like this lemon tonic mint elderflower thing that was going on, and I was like, okay, let me go and treat myself out. So I go over, and there's just like, you know, bloody still lemon and lime water, and I don't want that. I want the sparkling lemon and elderflower and mint shit. Do you know what I mean? That's cool. So I'm trying to like lift it up whilst I have a bag of shopping, and I'm kind of weak anyway. So like, well, no, I'm not that weak, but like I need more upper body strength. So like I'm trying to like.
It's heavy though, and it's like playing Jenga. Like it's like you could bring the whole thing down at any moment.
No, it's so true. And then you see people like watch you like do it, and like it's just.
I need this one. Yeah, I wanted this one.
No, I'm quite weird with that. Like I think, especially like since the whole panoramic as well.
The whole panoramic.
Yeah, like you don't want to like. I don't want to get the first one there. I want to get the second one. I want to get the third one. I don't want to get the first one because what if someone wanted that one and they put it back?
I don't really mind that stuff too much. Like, it's fine. Like, I'll just pick a... Like, I mean, if you've been to that... Have you been into the Aldi in, like, central Manchester?
Oh, of course I have.
That one is so packed.
Honestly.
It's like, honestly, it's...
That is one of the most intense people, like, experiences that you'll have, panoramic or not. Like, it's like... so fucking intense. Like, I'll try and go there in between my breaks when I'm in town. And oh my God, there's people coming left, right, and centre. There's running around. There's kids screaming. Like, there's always so much random shit in their special buy section. So you want to be in their special buy section.
But busy.
It's busy as hell. And there you come after 3 p.m. You're just asking to get frustrated.
Although I do have to say, there's a few things about that Aldi. I mean, The special buy section is pretty good. Like, I got a little voltmeter from there, so I can see the voltages of stuff. I unsuccessfully was trying to repair the power cable for my camera that broke last time, so we had to record on your iPhone.
Oh my god, yeah.
And then we're trying to get the files off of your iPhone.
Yeah.
And then it was like,
do you still have my drive?
I forgot it.
It's fine. Bring it back.
You know what, though? I'm probably, because the weather is nicer at the moment, I want to have an excuse to get on the bike again.
There you go.
So I might just bring it down on the bike, because the amount of times that I've left stuff here and I have to come back to go and patch it, or like if you record something, put it on a hard drive.
Yeah, hard drive. It's just the easiest way. You just spoke about bikes and cycling, and this is a great segue because it takes me to what I did recently. I told you about it briefly, but I'm really fucking proud of myself. Like, if you guys know me, I have started to cycle. Well, I just cycle more. I always used to say, like, I cycle for pleasure in it. Like, I cycle for leisure. Like, I'm not a cyclist, because these people, like, you can cycle, and then you go to uni, and then you meet people who actually cycle, and I mean, like, cycle to work, cycle to like school, cycle to everywhere and everything. Like, that's their first mode of transport. So that's why I don't call myself a cyclist. However, I got myself a bike last April, maybe. Cycling more, and the other day I went on a huge bike ride with my friend Pine and Chris, and we went all the way to Failsworth, and I live in I don't live in Failsworth. This cycle was how many miles or how many kilometers of Failsworth is like North Manchester.
So I can just Google and get a rough idea.
I want to say it was like 12 miles.
So that would be like 16, 18 kilometers?
I think, because I cycled there and back.
Oh, yeah. If you cycle... have you got Strava? I know that's a bit of a cyclist thing.
That's the thing. I've got it on the app, but this is the first time, as you can see, that I don't actually have my phone next to me. Normally I have my phone there for notes, but like... My friend sent me the app on that route, and I cycled that much, and I was just like, wow, look at Sarah. Like, bloody 2019 Sarah didn't cycle. Ask her to cycle, she'd be like, what is that? What do you mean? So many people asked me to cycle with them, go on these trips, and I was like, I walk or I drive. That's what I used to say. And now look at me cycling to Failsworth, and oh my god, it was so nice because like I was able to get my body tired, and that's something that I've been really struggling with since the Panoramic. It's like, because I'm not at work and my body's not physically tired, I'm not be able to like go to sleep well, or like, I don't know, I just feel like being able to get your body tired throughout the day is like an indirect task that we should all like aim to have, because it's like, it just helps with sleep, and I want to sleep, yo.
Yeah, I feel like
when I used to stack shelves at work, I was going to bed fine, but because I'm not working, all this energy is not being worn out, and like that's why I was so grateful to go on the bike ride, because I was physically drained for like 2 days afterwards because I pushed myself.
I feel that brings, because we wanted to talk about, as I suggested an episode idea about doing like sort of boundaries during the I guess actually Panoramic is the safe not getting. I mean, we can't get demonetized because we don't have ads on our channel. But like, you know,
we can't. Yeah, stop paying us.
You can't. We can't. Yeah, we need 1,000 subscribers, and then we can throw ads at you.
Yeah.
So yeah, no one's going to subscribe now. So like,
no, people will subscribe. People like our voices. People like what we have to say. What were you saying about boundaries?
I think it's like, because like at home now, it's like you've now invited work at home, or like uni in my case, and we've sort of invited everything that we went out to go and do has now come back to us. So it can be really hard to sort of be productive when we need to be productive, and be sort of relaxed when we need to relax.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know that I've learned a certain amount of techniques, partially due to the podcast as well. Like this has been the first time that I sort of heard about boundaries, was like when you started talking about it on the podcast.
One listener.
So, yeah.
Woo, yeah.
And then it's sort of, I was like, okay, so now I sort of have a weird way of doing things. Our library is still open at uni.
Oh, nice.
So I can get out of there and sort of go and do work there. And that makes life a lot easier.
Yeah, you're able to take appreciation of the simple pleasures.
Yeah, and it's like, I have to obviously walk there, sort of get out my laptop, sort of, I do the work, and then, when it closes, I sort of go home, but then I can sort of go back and go, I've worked for like 4 or 5 hours today. Exactly. I can sort of relax. But I know not everyone has access to that. Not everyone can go into the office, or, sometimes if you live really far away, you don't want to spend hours commuting every day.
Yeah, you might even not have the funds to get for the commute.
Yeah.
Because nobody's working because it's a panoramic.
Yeah. So it's like, I think what I do, and I know this one's probably a bit strange, so I don't know that other people want to do it, is I sort of just have a time tracking app. So I can see how long I've worked on that day, and then I can just sort of set myself a target of like, I want to do 5 hours of work today, and then I just sort of set the timer, and it will say.
No, that's really good though.
Like,
what's that called? Actually, we're not getting paid. Don't say that.
Oh no, it's a free app. It's like kind of like pretty retro. Like it's just very basic. It's just called like Time Logger or something. Okay. You type it on.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Because it's like, for me, it's just been like, I just set myself a target for the week and say I want to do 20 hours this week of just, it's all the tasks I don't like doing. Yeah. So if that's like doing uni work, if that's doing like putting my clothes in the washing machine, like it sort of encourages me, and it all counts towards that target. And I sort of just give myself that, and it's not even I necessarily hate doing the tasks. It's just that I will put them off. Not do them if I don't set myself a target.
But the thing is, it's like you can put them off for so long, and then it's just like you got like your other tasks, and then you've got more tasks coming in. Yeah. So then you've just got these bundle of tasks, and then it's like, is all of it just going to get avoided? Having a time log is good for that, because then it kind of makes you feel like whatever you've done is a contribution, and you need to be 100%. Grateful of the fact that you've literally taken time to do this thing. So it's not like you can't say I haven't done anything, because you have, and it's time's there to prove it.
Projects don't always, like, the amount of time you put in to the amount of completion the project has, it doesn't go like that.
Oh, completely.
Like, it kind of, like, when you start, it's just kind of flat, and then eventually it suddenly goes, one day it'll go like that, and the next day it'll go like that, and then it's just kind of like, so it can be really disheartening if you go into, like, you start working, you work for 5 hours, and you've written, like, 20 words. Yeah. And it's like, that 5 hours has got to be done at some point. Like, you are always going to have a day where you sort of hit a wall, but actually you may have not realised you're being productive, because you might have learned something that you were doing wrong. Yeah. That means that next time you come back and do it, you'll get a load done.
Yes, Josh.
So it's like timing it and just setting like a specific amount of time means that you can go, because the projects are never linear. Like, it never progresses linearly. So you kind of have to go, you kind of just have to do it by time, the amount of time that I'm putting in.
For sure. A great example of that is even like listeners, the audience, they'll only see an hour, 45 minutes or whatever duration of the episode out on the Sunday. They won't see the preparation on the conversation. They won't see all the technical glitches. They don't see the editing. They don't see the fact that like we're talking to a guest. Do you know what I mean? They don't see all the behind work. It's probably like an episode with an hour probably has like 4 hours or 5 hours behind it.
Easily,
Exactly. And like that's relative to everyone, but to people at different stages. And I find that really interesting. But good on you. I'm going to remember that for the next week. 'Cause I've been keep on trying to apply for masters. Have I? have I applied for anything? No.
So
it's so much effort.
Yeah.
But if I can log in, this is one time that I read about this course that I want to do. Isn't that contributing to my application?
I mean, that's 100% what I do. I even have a little tab that I added that says job search.
Yeah.
And that can be anything that I'm doing that's contributing to, because obviously I'm final year. So it's kind of like, I'm like trying to sort of push towards it. But it's like not necessarily everything is physically applying for jobs. A lot of it's like, I need this skill. So I need to put in time to learn this skill that will allow me to access this job. So it's like I might have put in like 10 hours that week trying to find something, but I may have not actually applied for a single job, but I'm doing stuff that will like I'm searching through websites to find things. And it's like, it's like, again, that progression doesn't always show itself relative to the time that you put in. Like, if you put in 4 hours, you might not necessarily get double the work if you put in 2 hours. So it's like, it's just useful to sort of track the time. And it's like you're going to have to put that time in to get that result anyway. Yeah. But it's like that result doesn't necessarily come relative to how much time you're putting in the moment. Oh,
this has been such a lovely DMC, Josh. I'm learning so much. Like, no, honestly, that was really nice. I kind of want to close with an affirmation, just because, like, the themes that you discussed on this, the themes that we've discussed on this DMC is like being in limbo a little bit, but workload, boundaries. I think it's something that we can all sort of relate to in some way. But it's like, if we can't be like sort of fearful of productivity, because that is only procrastination, we can just log it, and whatever indirectly is used will help us become a better worker later. Like, it's quite, I like how you made me realise that.
It's like, I think people as well, it's also knowing when to log off.
Yes.
It's like knowing when you just need to say, okay, this day is going to be free. I'm not going to think about anything, because it's like, if you sort of overwhelm yourself with every single day doing like work and not giving yourself any time to sort of, you just become less productive. Like, if you're just sort of, it's about segmenting, just put boundaries in that time, set that time, and then you can be really productive, 100% focused in that time, and you can relax later and relax more, in that you sort of put a boundary and saying, okay, it's 5 o'clock now, I've finished work, I'm going to relax this evening, and then tomorrow I'll be more productive.
Yeah, and it's just like, I guess, being patient with yourself. I love that. Pick a number between 1 to 3.
1.
Okay. 8. Oh, I accidentally picked up 2, but the first card you got is number 8. And it says, when you think of all the beautiful moments in your life, remember to count this one. So, you were waiting for this big day, the day that was perfect. The thing that I can't say that. So you were waiting for that big day, the day that is perfect. That the thing is, though, that even with all the wild things you'll be experiencing at this time, even this moment bears its own perfection. Find it. I think that's really fitting, especially how you've said, like, regardless of what you've done, how you've contributed, whether it's like your time or your resources, you don't know how that's indirectly affecting future you. And like that, you can be looking at your laptop for hours, not see anything for 5 hours, but now those 5 hours has promoted the next day of you getting it to doing loads in the first 20 minutes, Yeah. And like, I find that quite interesting, because the card that I accidentally picked up is What is the Rush? And like 24, that says, let me get it up. Time doesn't exist in the way that you know it. The desire to get results and fast is another display of your ego's tyranny. Trust in divine timing and do what is required of you in the moment, then leave the rest to spirit.
I mean, could you literally get a card more fitting with what we're saying? Like,
amazing.
I mean, it is like one of those things. It's like you can sort of be impatient and go, I want this thing to materialize now.
Yeah.
But it's like, like, especially with these episodes, it's like these episodes, you know, don't materialize in their full for like, you know, weeks. Like, you know, I sort of, you plan a lot and then we get in touch and see when, you know, we can record
availability,
yeah, what's of it. Like, there's so much that, and then I think a lot of people sort of see the finished products. And then for a lot of people as well with social media, they could find it demotivating because they'll see us coming out with like this finished product.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, why can't I do that? Why am I? And it's like, they don't necessarily see all the times that like you might be banging your head trying to like finish these timestamps.
And then I'm like, Josh, I can't be fucking doing it.
And then it's like, I'm banging my head trying to sync up these two tracks that want to pop out every 5 minutes.
What I mean? Oh my God, technical glitches you do not even know. Sometimes it literally feels like there's indirect hurdles of like us, like obviously getting to the podcast, but like when we're here on this table trying to get the laptop sorted, trying to get the table sorted, trying to get this shitty thing sorted. No, you're beautiful, sorry. But I love it. But so many different things sorted. And it's just like one thing after, one thing after, one thing after, one thing after. Sometimes it feels like even talking to the guest and saying hello, that is like the finish line. And then it's like, oh my God, hi, this is what we're doing.
This is like finally here. And it's like, I mean, today it's like how much, it's like just trying to work out a solution because obviously my camera's out of commission. So borrowed a camera. We didn't have an SD card. So we're having to record through the A10 Mini into Zencaster. And then this thing is it's just like, it's a whole thing. And it's sort of, the finished result is like...
Is 10/10. So, like, I want to say a big thank you for everything and anything and all of the things that you've done for me and this podcast over the past year.
But I think also I want to say thank you because it's been an opportunity to learn. And it's been an opportunity to sort of grow myself and grow my capabilities. Like, I mean, a lot of the stuff, like... You know, it's like learning about setting up lighting, learning about like editing this sort of long form content. Yeah. Because it's like if we've recorded an episode, like I can't watch it through 3 times. I have to find ways to make sure that I can, you know, put out something that's, you know, I know will be consistent, I know will be of good quality, but like also getting it out quickly because which is also why we invented DMCs because it's literally the only way we can hit a weekly
But it's mad because the thing is, do you know what, like you're completely right because we wanted to we'll talk more about it in the full episode, but we wanted the mini-sodes to just give people like the message behind DMC is like, you know, those conversations that you'd have in a kitchen, like at a party, like if that was recorded in a podcast, like, and that was my sort of theme behind DMC because you know how we always have these deep chats, everyone's chatting shit in the kitchen.
But also like these were just the chats that happened before the episode anyway. Exactly. While the guest was getting comfortable. Literally. So it's like,
so win-win.
Let's just, because you need an episode to break everyone in.
Yeah, to break
the ice.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. Lovely. We should probably get onto the episode, shouldn't we?
Shall we invite Joe?
Yeah, we should invite Joe.
I think I may have to pause.
Oh, we have to close the DMC out. I just remembered that. Do we have to close the DMC out?
We're closing the DMC out.
That could be it. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. I thought we had to close it out for a second.